Hello, sports fan. This is Stephen Hill for Sports Choice Plus. I'm bringing you a very special breakdown. I'm going to be covering the Cooperstown failure. Before I get right into that, I want to make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can get all the updates right now. Hit the subscribe button. So every single time I go live with content, you can definitely pick it up and see it. And guess what? It's on YouTube. It's free. So looking at this right now, we're in danger of possibly seeing Barry Bonds not make the Hall of Fame. It's tough, and I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to just break this down. I think the writers in baseball need to go ahead and put Barry Bonds in, Roger Clemens in, and Pete Rose as well. When you're looking at just everything that they've done and how they've been affecting baseball, and you look back to Pete Rose, let's just be specific player by player. When you're looking at Pete Rose and you're looking at exactly what he did for the game of baseball, he was Charlie Hustle, one of the best players to play the game, one of the best 100 players in baseball to ever play baseball. When you look at him as a manager, yes, he bet on baseball, but that was well after his playing career. When you look at the way he hustled, the way he stole bases, the way he actually played the game the right way, that's what we should be judging on. When you look at Barry Bonds, when he was in Pittsburgh, and he was a Hall of Famer before the steroids. If you watched baseball, you saw how Barry Bonds was a triple threat. When you saw how he could not only hit, he could not only go in the field and field, his slugging percentage was good, he could hit home runs when he wanted to. Barry Bonds was a baller, five-tool player in Pittsburgh before any steroids. And all he did was elevate his game on steroids when he went to San Francisco. And the crazy thing about it is, as much as steroids can help, steroids can't catch up to a 100-mile fastball. If you're just a talented baseball player, you're a talented baseball player. And if nothing else, we have to acknowledge that he did break the home run record because it happened. It happened. We have to acknowledge that Roger Clemens was one of the best pitchers in baseball. We have to acknowledge that his game elevated on steroids. We get it. But Roger Clemens was a baller before steroids. Roger Clemens was still balling after he spent 13 years in Boston. Let's be clear. Roger Clemens was a Hall of Famer before steroids. People, we got to realize the reason we have Cooperstown in the Hall of Fame, the reason we have Canton in Ohio for the NFL Hall of Fame is for that to tell the story of football and baseball, of what happened time-wise, who hit home runs, who scored touchdowns, who did all this, who set records, who set milestones, who achieved new goals. So by now, it's time. It's time for them to get in the Hall of Fame. It's time. One thing we got to realize. So the writers in baseball have been doing things differently. They play favorites. They do all these different things. It's a number of Hall of Famers who should be in the Hall of Fame already. If Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens and Pete Rose don't make it to the Hall of Fame, it's going to be a travesty. So we have to understand, keep in mind, baseball didn't start testing for steroids until 2003. There's been several things on the ban list that players have been caught with, and some of those players have made it into the Baseball Hall of Fame. Several scandals in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s. There was gambling on baseball. There was throwing games in baseball. There was a number of things, and some of those players still got into the Hall of Fame. There's been players that have been caught using foreign substances while playing and still making it to the Hall of Fame. So mind you, Cooperstown, don't let this fail. Make sure they get into the Hall of Fame. Regardless of whatever you feel, this happened in baseball. We celebrated. Major League Baseball benefited from this financially. I don't see them giving back money to people that were there for those events. Let's stop being moral police. Let them into Hall of Fame. If you're a true baseball fan and you watch baseball like I do, let them into the Hall of Fame. If you have a vote, I want you to keep this in mind. Those moments happened. Those moments happened. When the Heisman took away Reggie Bush's Heisman, it still was a Heisman. We still remember him doing everything he did that year. We still remember him running and scooting behind a linebacker. We still remember him doing flips into the end zone. We still remember it. You can take away his Heisman. He still won the Heisman. So it's just one of those things. That's just my 2 cents. Baseball needs to stop, get off their high horse, and really, really let these people in and, you know, tell the story of baseball, not tell the story of sports writers. So all you baseball fans, get in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Everybody from Pete Rose to Barry Bonds to Roger Clemens, leave your 2 cents in the comment section. We'll definitely get to it. And as always, you made it to the end of the video. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. And make sure you put your comments in the comment section as well. We'll see you on the very next video.